Greetings from EPG Pathshala. In this module, we are going to talk about the threats in network. Why a network is vulnerable, what kind of attack can attacker do from outside of the network. We will look at the utility called Nmap that would tell how to do the port scanning. Port scanning is a vulnerability which attackers tries to find out the system, how he can penetrate into the system through various opened ports. So, to start my discussion with threats network, the first we will look at what makes a network vulnerable. Anonymity. Sometimes what happens, if you are using a telnet, it asks for the password, but password may not be set by the host machine. So, any anonymous user can enter into the machine. In a network, there are many points of attack. Network is always shared complexity of the system because many users are accessing the machine. So, one cannot find out who has accessed the machine. Unknown parameter. Network can be accessed by or across the world. So, you never know what is the boundary of this network. Unknown path. Actually, when every day you browse the Google or any of your mail, Yahoo Mail, you don't know what path it actually takes to load a page, a mail page from the Yahoo server or a Google search page. So, paths are always unknown. This all makes the network vulnerable. There are two categories of attack: active versus passive attack. First, we will discuss about passive attack. In passive attack, the attacker only listens to the traffic. He does not modify any traffic. In the active attack, attacker is actually injecting some data into the network. The second is insider versus outsider attack. Outsider attack, that means somebody from outside is trying to penetrate into the system. Insider attack means authorized user is trying to do some malicious activity in the network. Who attacks the networks? For various reasons they attack the network. Some find it as a challenge to attack on the network. Somebody would like to fame. Some would like to do it for the espionage, or some would like to do it for money. It may be an organized crime or it may be an ideology. There are two terms, hacktivism and cyber terrorism. Hacktivism involves operations that use hacking techniques against a target's network with the intent of disrupting normal operations, but it does not cause a damage. So, hacktivism is just to have a disruption of the operations. Cyber terrorism is politically motivated hacking operations intended to cause harm such as loss of life or severe economic damage. How attackers gather information? They do it by port scanning and pinging. Port scan can tell you three things. Port scanning, in a simple words, it is going through all the ports of a host machine and find out which ports are open to connect. To give you a brief idea, when you are trying to access a web page, you type http www.mail.com. What happens? It tries to go to the server whose name is mail.com and it tries to connect it on a port number 80. HTTP works on a port number 80. Port is nothing but a logical connection, logical address of a service. So, HTTP service is provided on port number 80. In the network, port scanning means trying to go through all the ports and find out which ports are open and attacker can connect to. She is trying to connect to the port, to the open port. Sometimes there are important activities being done on certain ports. So, these ports may be locked. For example, if you are using FTP, FTP is actually file transfer protocol. It may be working on port number 21. So what happens if 21 number port is open, then an attacker can attack the system through FTP and get all the files on the victim's machine. So to stop that, the administrator might have closed the port so that nobody can attach to that port. So port scanning is done in order to find out which ports are open on the target machine and how many are responding. What operating system is installed on the target machine, what applications and versions of applications are present. For that, pinging is used. Ping a host to check if it is alive. Ping sends ICMP echo request, causing the target to respond with ICMP reply packet. How port scanning works? TCP/IP protocol suite defines two primary protocols for providing services, TCP and UDP. Every TCP and UDP packet has a source port and destination port. 16-bit port numbers range from 0 to 65535. The first port scanning method is TCP connect. It is not stealth, means nothing is secret here. Why not secret? Because it uses open system call provided by the kernel to connect to the specified ports on the target host. TCP connection uses three-way handshake. So client first sends SYN SYN signal to the server. The server sends back SYN acknowledgement. Then client once again send the ACK. So this is a three-way handshake. Then ACK FIN. When the client wants to finish the communication, the server sends the acknowledgement and then server sends the ACK reset. So it opens TCP connection via three-way handshake. TCP connect scan completes the three-way handshake. The application listening on the destination port will listen to connection attempt and application will log the connection attempt. Once it is logged, it's not secret. Anyone can go through the logs and find out who all tried to connect to the system. So this type of TCP scan is not stealth. Next method is TCP SYN half open. It is stealth. Now you got the point. When it is stealth, nothing is logged. Logging is not done, so that after the activity has occurred, nobody can visualize what activity actually occurred on the machine. So this is about SYN half open. It is stealth. It's a secret. So scanner sends SYN packet to the target host. It is actually synchronization packet. Target host listening on the particular port would respond with SYN plus acknowledgement. Target host alive but not listening on a particular port would a reset packet will be sent. Idea clear? In the half open, scanner sends SYN. If the target host is listening, it would send SYN acknowledge. If it's not listening, it would send RST. So three-way handshaking is not completed. That is why it is not logged on the target machine and it is stealthy. The third port scanning method is a FIN. FIN packet is sent to the target host. The target host is alive, not listening on the particular port, respond with RST packet. Target host listening on particular port will not respond. If it is a Microsoft host, it sends RST packet in all the cases, if listening and not listening. So if it sends RST packet in all the cases, it is identified as Microsoft Windows host. The next method is called XMUS. Send out a packet with FIN, urgent and push flag set. We are talking about TCP port scanning methods. So in a TCP there are three flags: FIN to reset the connection, urgent and push. Urgent flag is set to identify that the information is urgent and need to be processed. Push flag set, that means the information need not be buffered and the host machine need not wait for the buffer to be filled. It has to immediately process the information. So target host listening on a particular port sends an RST packet back. If target host not listening on that port, does not respond. In this scanning method, a packet with FIN, urgent and push flag set to 1. When we send this, and if the machine is not listening, it would not respond. If it is listening, would send the RST packet. Port scanning method, the next is null. In this case, attacker sends a TCP packet to the destination host with all the flags turned off in the TCP header. That is why it is called null, no flag set. If the target host is listening on a particular port, it does not respond. If target host is not listening on a particular port, it sends a RST packet. So, in each port scanning method, what you have visualized is a target host is listening and not listening. Accordingly, the signal is sent back. RPC, it is a remote procedure call. It sends null commands to open ports to determine if they are RPC ports. Open port, if it is RPC port, information about the application is bound to the port is queried for and obtained. Next port scanning method is IP protocol. Determine which IP protocols are supported on the target host. It sends raw IP packets destined for a particular protocols. ICMP unreachable message is received. Particular protocol is most likely unsupported on the target host. Next method is ACK. Determine firewall rule set. ACK packets are sent to the target host. Target host does not respond or sends back ICMP unreachable packet. Port is filtered by the firewall. Target sends back RST packet if port is not filtered by the firewall. So, in this method, firewall comes into the picture. Assuming that the firewall is set, then ACK would determine by sending ACK packet. Target host if does not respond or sends back ICMP unreachable packet, then this port is filtered by the firewall. Next port scanning method is a window. It detects open, filtered and unfiltered ports on some systems due to anomaly in the way TCP window sizes are reported. TCP window sizes are actually the number of window which can store the data. The window size is 5. TCP can transmit or store 5 packets at a time. In this case, in this port scanning method, it detects the open, filtered and unfiltered ports to find out the anomaly in the way window sizes are reported. Next port scanning method is UDP. UDP packet is sent. UDP is not connection oriented, so acknowledgement is not supposed to come back. So, UDP scanning is always unreliable, because if the packet is dropped, then also nothing is received and nothing can be determined. But to understand this, UDP packet is sent. Host not listening on a particular port, it would send an ICMP not reachable packet. Host listening on a particular port, no such packet is received. Try all the scans which I have explained. You can use Nmap utility. Try Nmap, so you can download easily the Nmap from nmap.org. To check the help, Nmap --help, if you type, it will give you, list you all the commands that you can try through Nmap. To perform various commands, I'll explain you the command line. First is nmap -ss -p 22.25.80.443.192.168.100.0/24. To perform TCP pings, type a command nmap -pt and port number and supply the host. Nmap -pt 6000 and the host address is 192.168.1.1. If a host responds with the RST packet, Nmap considers the host is alive, perform port scan immediately. By default, Nmap sends ACK packet to port number 80. Perform TCP connect port scan. For that, type a command nmap -st 10.0.0.1. To perform SYN scanning, nmap -s 192.168.1.150. Perform FIN scan. To type nmap -sf 192.168.1.100. To understand the command, Nmap would send a FIN packet to this target specified in the command line 192.168.1.100. XMA scanning, Nmap would send flags set packet to 192.168.1.1. To perform null scanning, type a command nmap -sn 192.168.1.100. Null packet would be sent to this destination. To perform RPC scanning, nmap -sr 10.0.0.10. For IP protocol scanning, nmap -so 192.168.1.1. To perform UDP port scanning, type a command nmap -su 192.168.1.100. I tried certain commands to the nmap. To show you the output, I tried a command called nmap -ss, that is for SYN scanning. I tried to the Google, whose IP address is 216.58.220.4. So it started the scan, but the report was host is up and not shown. It has filtered 998 filter ports. My SYN scanning said only two things: two ports are open. Those were HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP is port number 80 and HTTPS is port number 443. So you can try a command called nmap -ss and give the IP address of the site for whom you want to send the SYN signal. The summary, it said one IP address scanned in 6.29 seconds. Then try a command called nmap -sf. Once again I tried the Google IP address for FIN scanning. So it started scanning. Host seems to be down, and even if it is up, it has blocked the ping probes. That is what the answer was through the nmap. The next is tried the command nmap -st. Once again I gave the Google address. We started TCP connect port scan, but it also replied saying that host seems to be down. Even if it is up, it has blocked the ping probes. So we could not actually get the port scanning done on the Google IP address. Then tried the XMA scanning. So how to give a command? Nmap -sx, IP address 216.58.220.4. It also started the nmap for the port scan. Once again the reply was host seems to be down. Even if it is really up, it is blocking our ping probes. So in all the case, the Google has filtered the ping probes, so we could not penetrate into the system. So this is what the countermeasures are. If you want to avoid getting this pings done or port scanning done, block the ICMP. Configure the firewall to drop all the incoming requests and outgoing ICMP echo replies so that pings would not be done. Prevent TCP ping scans. Use stateful firewall to protect the network. Stateful firewall has a memory which logs all the incoming connections. So stateful has all the log records of who all tried to connect. Using a stateful packet firewall, one can visualize the connections being asked for, connections established and connections done through. Drop all ACK packets that do not belong to already established TCP connection, because in my discussion I taught you how to send ACK scan. So it is not in response to any connection request, but the attacker is fabricating the ACK packet and sending it to machine. So the second countermeasure says drop all the ACK packets that do not belong to already established TCP connection, because when TCP it is a connection oriented, so there is always a sequence number attached. So you know that this ACK does not belong to any sequence that is being communicated. So you can drop it. Defend against port scan. Configure the firewall to drop packets destined for the closed ports. So if there are closed ports and the request comes to it, firewall itself will drop the packet. Most firewalls and IDSs have the ability to detect port scans. Once again, it suggests that use stateful firewall where you can keep a log of all the connections being done. The next is threats in transit. So there are two things, eavesdropping and wiretapping. Threats in transit says that when the data is actually transmitting over the network, what are the threats? Eavesdropping says overhearing without expending an extra effort. The attacker is just listening to traffic which is passing through the network, it is not putting any extra effort. Wiretapping is intercepting the communication through some effort where you actually want to get data which is passing over the network. So if bank details are transmitted over the network and you want to get that details, then you need to put some effort to get that data. To summarize this module, what we have learnt is what all are the threats in the network, why people like to attack the network. Next, we looked at the different methods of port scanning, how the pings are done, how to send packet and get reply from the target machine and find out which ports are open. And then we talked about the countermeasures that can be taken to avoid the threats that is likely to occur on the network. In this we had a slight touch on the IDS. IDS is intrusion detection system. So what does it do? It tries to find out whether there is any anomaly that has occurred in the machine, and it will try to find out what anomalies has occurred and it will try to stop it. IDSs are usually based on the certain rules. In the next session we will check what kind of IDS a snort can be used, which is freely downloadable, and we will study them in detail.